moment I've been waiting for is finally here. It is time to decorate my bookshelves and add all of my books to the bookshelf. If you're new here, hello, my name is Molly. I'm so happy you are here. My husband and I just moved into our first home in Austin, Texas, and I have been so excited to get a bookshelf because we moved from a 400 square foot studio where we had one fairly small bookshelf and both of our books were on there, and the books are just all over the place in our small apartment, and so it feels so nice to finally have a bookshelf where I can put all of my books on it and just decorate it how I want. We moved in only not even 2 days ago, so I still have like all of the boxes of my books, and I'm definitely gonna need to go and get little like tchotchkes and things like trinkets to decorate it. But I think for now I thought it'd be fun just to start going through my books and figure out how I'm going to organize my shelves. I've never had a bookshelf this big before, which I know that seems really like not that big of a deal, but I'm just so excited to have more space to like, you know, kind of categorize my books. So I've been thinking about how I want to do it. In our old apartment, I did like color coordinated, and I really like how that looked, and so I think I'm going to do it again. But I also know that I want to dedicate a space for all of like the books I'm hoping to read that I haven't had a chance to read, and I'll probably do kind of like a unhaul as well, because I know I have a handful of books that have either been like given to me that I just like don't want to read, even though it was very nice that someone gifted it to me, or yeah, there's just like books that I've like ended up acquiring that just like aren't really me, or maybe I DNF'd them or something like that. So there will also probably be a little bit of an unhaul and just chatting through all the books that I own. I've got a handful of boxes. I've got these two, which are entirely books, and then I've got these two big ones, and then these two small ones are full of books, and then kind of like random books got placed in other boxes. And so I've already got some on here, but I definitely need to organize and just kind of figure out what I'm gonna do and what my plan of attack is. I'm also not entirely sure of how I'm going to lay out this room, but obviously y'all just saw the bookshelf is right here. And then I have my desk is right here. So now I'm kind of trying to figure out like where and what type of chair I want. I know I want some kind of cozy chair, but this shelf is a little, it's not even that it's bigger than I was expecting. I think when I was measuring, I just like wasn't taking into account of like the space to walk into the room. And so if we had it pushed forward, then it would just like start to block the entryway. So I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna end up moving my desk closer to where the window is, and then just having some type of like corner chair, or maybe like a big round chair. I don't really know. There's a couple on Facebook Marketplace that I've looked at that I really like, so we're gonna figure that out, but I just want it to be like super cozy vibes in here. A lot of these books that were in like random boxes and not in my book boxes, I did a trip to Barnes & Noble in February. If you haven't watched that, it's a really fun, just like come shop with me video, and bought a couple that I was hoping would be 5 stars, which is another video that I just posted looking for my next 5-star. And so a lot of these are ones that I like just got on that recent trip. And so I had bought both Beartown and Be Muse, as well as the Nightingale, which is still on my TBR. Okay, I want to get to opening the boxes and just like kind of starting to go through it, but right now I'm kind of thinking I will do color coordinated, but I'm also going to do it based on like genres. I have a lot of nonfiction books. I really want to read more nonfiction this year and literally haven't read any, but I can still get to it. I've got, yeah, just a lot of like nonfiction books. I've got a lot of health books, and I've got a lot of like faith-based books. And so I'm kind of thinking I will group all of those together, and then all my fiction books will be together, and then my TBR will be another shelf. So that's like 3 shelves, and then I'll have the bottom, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do books on the top yet or not. Oh, and if you're new around here, then you might not know that I love Disney. I'm very proud to love Disney and have recently discovered like the Disney books. So I've also got a section of Disney books as well. I studied abroad in Denmark over 10 years ago now, which is so wild. But studied abroad there. And then recently, about 3 years ago, my husband and I went to Denmark for the first time, well, for his first time, and then obviously my second time since studying abroad. But overall, I just really love like the Scandinavian way of living. And so we have a lot of these like little books that kind of touch on different like terms and lifestyles that they have over in Scandinavia. So like Denmark, Sweden, all that stuff. And so we've got like, yeah, just a few of these books, which I am seeing now. So we've got this one, which is Lagom, meaning not too much, not too little. And I really love just like the premise behind this. And then we also have this one called My Hygge Home, and want to definitely pull inspiration as we are decorating from this book. And then we also have this one called The Art of Making Memories. And I think we have a couple others too. I think we have like Fika, which is about like Swedish way of like kind of taking a break and pausing it during the day. So I really love these books. I'm excited to have them out. Honestly, I own so many more books than I realize, which I love reading. I read all the time. It is one of my very favorite hobbies. So I feel like it's very justified, but I didn't realize how many I had. I saw a couple other booktubers talking about this series. I'd never heard of it. It's technically a Disney book, but also technically not. It doesn't like have, you know, Disney like on the back. So I know it's not an official Disney book, but it's basically like kind of a retelling or like a what if situation from Disney books. So this one's called Hooked, and it's a never after novel. I think there's a whole series. I'm very curious and very excited to start reading these. It's been on my TBR for a while. Dom is literally standing outside the door holding Asian food. So I think I am going to pause on this video for tonight, and I'm going to get back to hopefully finishing this bookshelf tomorrow. Day 2 of organizing my bookshelves, and hopefully the last day, because I am tired of all the chaos that is still in my office and all of the boxes. There are still 3 full boxes of books. I have so many books. Like I said this, I just like didn't realize how many I had because they were kind of like spread out where we could put them in our last apartment. So let's get to going through all of these and see what work we can get done. So as of now, I'm still thinking TBR up here. I honestly think I probably have enough to fill the top shelf. And then I'm thinking all of, I don't know. I think this is the shelf I'm going to try and color coordinate and do. It'll probably be like mostly rom-coms and fiction. And then this shelf is my Disney shelf. And then maybe this one like thrillers and mysteries, and then the bottom shelf is pretty much full, but it's got all of my nonfiction. I believe the 3rd book in this series is coming out this spring, and this series is one of my very favorites. It is just like a cozy mystery, like not scary at all, but there's still like, I wonder what's gonna happen. It is so good, and the second one was just as good as the first one. I think I'm struggling with, should I keep, if I do like color coordinating, then I can't keep series together. And I don't know how I feel about that. So we're still gonna try the color coordinating for now, because I actually don't think I have like too many series. So yeah, we'll start with the color coordinating, starting with red, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm starting to put away some of the pink books, and I wanted to talk about a couple books that I feel like I never hear anyone talking about, and they're so good. I don't think I've seen a single, I'm sure someone has, but I haven't seen a single like booktuber read Thank You for Listening. It is so fun. It's essentially about an audiobook narrator, and so I love books that kind of incorporate like reading and books into the theme. I read it a while ago, but I remember it being so funny and just like so much fun to read. So I love this one. And then same with Finley Donovan is Killing It. It's actually a whole series, and I'm pretty sure this is the only one I've read, but it was a 5-star read for me, so I really need to go and finish the series. I just said I don't own a lot of series, and I think it's because for some reason I like stop after the first book, and I've done that for several series that I need to go back and like get the other ones. But this one is also like very cozy mystery, like laugh out loud funny. So highly recommend. And then I've got a couple others. But I was looking, and are you ever like, where did this book come from? I know a friend gave me this book because I have no recollection of buying it or getting it in like a book of the month box, and I would remember it. I just can't remember what friend gave it to me. I might just like create a little pile of the books that I've been given and I think I might know who gave me that one, but I need to figure that out. And then this one I just came across, and I think I'm going to add it back to my TBR shelf because I actually tried to read it when it came in my book of the month box, and I just like couldn't get into it for whatever reason. So I ended up DNFing it, but I've heard really good things. I feel like people really enjoy it. So I think I'm going to actually move it to a different shelf. This is another book that I know my friend gave me to borrow, and I really want to read it. Haven't heard like any reviews or anyone talking about it, but it looked really good. But I'm going to set it aside because I haven't had a chance to get to it. And then I think I'm going to drop this one off at like Half Price Books, or maybe if there's like a little library somewhere in our neighborhood, which I do really want one of those too. I was looking up online though, and they're very expensive, oddly enough. Obviously it is not the holidays, so I doubt anyone is going to be like reaching for this one, but I did not like this one, and so many people liked it, but I just like couldn't get into it. I almost DNF'd it a couple times, but I was reading in December, and I was like, okay, just like keep reading it, and maybe it'll get better. It did not get better, so I'm probably gonna get rid of this one. One I absolutely loved is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This was my first Christina Lauren book and fell in love with their writing. I haven't read too many others, and honestly, none of them compared to this one for me. So if you were looking for a funny rom-com book, this one was like so unexpectedly funny. I loved it so much. Okay, we're getting into the whites and then going into the darks, which is mostly thrillers, I think. I feel like that makes most sense, that the thrillers are the darkest. But I just came across Demon at Copperhead, which my mom gave me, I think like a year ago to read, and I have been putting it off because I keep hearing so many things about it. I definitely think I will like it, but it's like, I mean, it's a pretty big book. I think it's yeah, it's over 500 pages, and I know it's just like really heavy and intense, but this one is very high up on my list, so I'm also adding this to my TBR on the top shelf. Definitely still needs a lot of work, but this is the final product. I'm so excited to finally have this space. I feel like I need a lot more just like little knickknacks. I would also definitely prefer like bookends or book stops. Right now I just kind of have these like piles of books on a lot of the shelves because I need a way to stop the books. I do not want them to fall off. Like this right here to stop these books, but I feel like don't know how I feel about that. I might end up changing that. I'm like, I feel like it's already scooted a little bit. It just feels a little hazardous, and don't want that to break. But yeah, I feel like that also just like alleviates a lot of the stress that I have in my office, just not having all these boxes of books everywhere. And it makes me so happy to see all of these books. I'm so excited. I'm hopefully getting like a comfy reading chair this week, and cannot wait to get back to reading. Like I mentioned, I just like haven't had that much time to read, so I'm so excited just to have this. I feel like I can like clearly see all the books that I have. I can clearly see what books I've been wanting to read, what books I like you know, have bought and haven't had a chance to read, and then just like my favorite books. So this makes me so happy. And yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this video here. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing a glimpse into kind of organizing my shelves. Also, they might not stay like this. I might end up changing it once we've had time to like unpack everything else and I can like look at it all with a closer look. I might change some things, but for now this is what it is. And so I hope you just enjoyed the process of me kind of going through my books and unpacking and setting up essentially like my first bookshelf with me. If you have any other recommendations for bookish reading videos you would like to see, definitely comment below because I would love to make some of those videos for y'all, and I just can't thank you enough for watching this video and being here. I'll see y'all in the next video.